feel beautiful in my skin.
I feel like the reason why I picked that number is because I picked number 3 because I feel like it took time for me to really accept my skin color. It took really time. Even until this day, it takes a lot of time to even wake up and be like, yeah, my skin is beautiful, but then that doesn't happen. So yeah.
I feel you there. I think I picked 4 because like I'm not at a 5 yet. Like I still have so much to do and so much like love to continue to build inside myself. Um, but then yeah, like society doesn't let you love your skin, or especially if you're dark. It's every day you wake up and you see like people on social media bashing dark skinned women for no reason at all, and then you're expected to wake up and love yourself after that. So it's hard, but then you get there.
I picked a 5 because in terms of like people and their views on light skins, it's more of that's the most preferred. I feel like growing up thinking like that, it was a little bit easier. Although I did understand how it would affect like girls with darker skin or guys with darker skin to feel like they're not really winning yet. So it was kind of easier to build self-love in that way, but still a bit hard because it was like, why isn't your skin dark enough or why isn't your skin light enough, you know?
I picked a 5 because I don't think from the place where I've come from home, I've never felt like being dark has ever been a problem, unless from the outside view. And for me, home is where my heart is. And if at home I'm accepted, then I'm also accepting myself. That's why I picked a 5.
My skin color is well represented in the media.
Definitely not. Clearly, if we look into the media space and how representation of dark-skinned women is probably 1%, like it's very minimal. Look into even the news anchors. If you find a dark-skinned woman probably once in a while, or she's at a very small segment or something like that. And even if she's there full-time, the news people would try and get someone who's light-skinned because that's what people want to see. That's what people think is beautiful. If you look at even how advertising is done, photographers tend to pick light-skinned women over dark-skinned women. But obviously, recently we're seeing more representation, but it's a journey we're all going through and overcoming.
Yeah, I think I somewhat agree with you to some extent, but I feel like I picked 4 because I feel like recently, just now, even like in the model industry and stuff, they've now started to acknowledge dark-skinned women at least, but not necessarily to the peak, you know what I mean? So I feel like recently, yes, the media has at least given us some sort of attention, and not necessarily the best way possible, but even though sometimes it may come across as, let's just add a dark skin so it feels like it's diverse or whatever it is. So yes, but no, you know what I mean? Yeah.
I believe light skin privilege exists. So, in the perspective of somebody with a lighter skin color, I feel like sometimes in situations, if you get to feel like you're getting more attention just because of the color of your skin, so it kind of makes you think of, okay, now I'm kind of privileged because my skin tone is lighter than, let's say, her skin tone. So it's a lot more of just how the social media and just society has blown up this whole fact that light skins and mixed girls and mixed guys are more beautiful or more attractive than people with darker skin colors. So it definitely exists, and it's so prominent in even like in among your group of friends. You'll see like if you have a group of guys, they'll be more inclined to the girl with the lighter skin color because she's now fair skinned, she's more beautiful, she's more attractive than girls with darker skin color. So yes, it definitely exists in many forms.
And I also don't want people to like think that when dark-skinned women call out light-skin privilege, that it's because nobody wants us or we're not being picked. It's because light-skin privilege is affecting people in their daily lives. Like the fact that a lighter-skinned woman is more likely to get treated faster in a hospital just because there's a complex or you think she's feeling more pain over a dark-skinned woman, or dark-skinned women have just been made to look like we can take anything that's been thrown at us, which is just irritating to see. So when we're talking about light skin privilege, it's not the fact that we don't have boyfriends or no one wants to date us or something. It's the fact that like people's lives are being ruined because of the color of their skin, or they're not living the way they should be able to live because of the color of their skin.
Yeah, to some extent, but I also feel like, I don't know about you guys, but sometimes, let's say if I want to even go talk to someone that is not like dark skin or even black, I would question to see whether if they would even give me attention enough, if that makes sense. Like, I remember there's this time I wanted to just ask for water, if that's okay, or whatever. And they kind of took time to get me my water compared to another person that asked before me. So for me, it's like I had to kind of wait way longer than the person that asked me, than the person that I asked before, if that makes sense. So I think that's what my experience had. That was my experience at least. So yeah. Also, like even just in general, in terms of guys, even like I don't know, like sometimes you even question whether a guy would even go for Dawson, like instead of not just Dawson, but even a black girl, even. But then now even dark skin is like another stretch. It's like, do you even go for dark skins? You can go for black girls, but do you go for dark skins as well? You know what I mean? Yeah.
I previously felt insecure about the color of my skin.
For sure, I have. I used to live in the UK when I was younger for about 3 years. So when I was there, like, gosh, I just remember wanting to be either just light white or mixed race or something, because me and my brother were the only black kids in our school. Or like out of four, there was four black kids in that school, and we were two of them. So like everywhere I see is white girls, and they just were so pretty in my eyes. So I think then is when I wanted to change my skin color. But when I came back to Kenya, like I was seeing people who look like me everywhere. And yeah, it kind of just faded away.
For me, same thing with Chico. I definitely felt insecure with my skin color, especially when I was younger. Just remember there was a time my mom actually had to tell me you're beautiful because of that. Mom, I want my skin to be lighter. How do I make my skin lighter? You know, because everywhere around me, all I'm seeing on TV is light skinned girls, and you know, they're the ones being acceptable and being, you know, given privilege, let's put it like that. And you, dark skin, you're being ignored and just being put in the shadows. So definitely, I have felt insecure.
Yeah, I would say the same because, okay, I'm not the same skin color as my mother. So growing up, a lot of people would ask like, "Oh, are you adopted? Because you're like light, but you're not like her skin color." So it would be like, "Oh, so should I be lighter?" So I'd always felt like I need to be lighter. Then I came to Kenya, and there were girls who had beautiful melanin, and I didn't have enough. So I'd be like, oh, should I stay in the sun more? Should I be like darker? So what do I have to do? So it would be like going on both sides of the scale and seeing like, okay, do I stand, and like how do I get to be more beautiful in my skin?
Yeah, so I think I picked number three because I feel like to this day I'm still trying to have confidence in my skin. You know, when I was younger, I never thought being this dark skin was a problem until kids would pick on me because of my skin. Like small things like when the lights went off, oh, like, where's Jane? Like, where you at? Like, haha, where's Jane? Like, it always just started from there. But for me, like, I never thought of it that much. I was just like, oh, whatever, like, it's fine. But then it got worse during high school days that's when I started realizing how, especially like the guys of like even guys who are black themselves would still pick on dark skinned girls, but then and you're just like, you're meant to be, you know, So that's where it started for me, where I felt really insecure. And I remember where I'm from, women are, they use a lot of bleach, soaps, creams, and all of that stuff. And I remember this time, like, I went to my mom and I was like, I even wanted to like bleach myself because just the environment that I was in did not make me feel like my skin color was beautiful at all. It was more of just a curse, if that makes sense. So yeah. But then as I just take time for myself and realize that no, Jane, you don't need to change yourself. You're good the way you are. Yes, there's gonna be some sort of other complexion that is more praised, but then you're gonna find people that will uplift you for your skin color regardless. So just focus on those people instead of having to focus on people that don't really, so yeah.